जब भी भारत में संकट आया 2005 से लेकर 2014 तक चाइनीज गवर्नमेंट ने कांग्रेस को पैसा दिया, जिसका FCRA लाइसेंस भारत सरकार ने कैंसिल किया। 2008 में जब ओलंपिक हुआ, ये कांग्रेस को, ये सोनिया जी को और राहुल जी को बुलाया गया। 2017 में जब डोकलाम हो रहा था, उस डोकलाम के समय सर ये चाइनीज के साथ बातचीत कर रहे थे। चाइनीज के माध्यम से देश में एक अलग तरह का माहौल पैदा करना चाहते हैं। मेरा भारत सरकार से आग्रह है कि जितनी भी फंडिंग हुई है कांग्रेस को, जितनी भी चाइना ने फंडिंग की है, जांच की जाए और जितने लोग हैं उनको सलाखों के नीचे डाला जाए और कांग्रेस पार्टी को किया जाए।
There you have Nishikant Dubey of the BJP claiming the Congress has links with China, and this is what the BJP has been raising time and again. Issue of Chinese donations to the Congress party. As we see in the latest, Nishikant Dubey, the House raises questions as to why Chinese funding came to Rajiv Gandhi Trust. In fact, the BJP has not missed an opportunity to raise this question, and this time, yet again, Nishikant Dubey making that point on the floor of the House, as you have the opposition trying hard to corner the government on issues like Manipur and wanting a debate on the matter. Here you have the BJP now raising questions on the country's security in the first place, country's integrity, claiming that the Congress is the one who has been having links with Chinese. In fact, accusing Congress of taking donations from China towards Rajiv Gandhi Trust. Let me cut across to Shehzad Poonawala joining us on the phone line. Shehzad, the reason to why this issue has been raked up in the parliament today?
You see, Rahul ki dukaan mein Chinese saman hi milta hai. We thought it was not just the red diary. Today there's the red agenda of Congress which has been exposed, and by whom? By New York Times, the paper that they consider as gospel. The New York Times has given a clear-cut account of how Neville Roy Singham and his news clique are dangerous tools of the Communist Party of China and how they are promoting China's political agenda across the world. And this is the same organization when in 2021 Indian agencies acted on them. It was the Congress and its entire ecosystem that came out in its defense. Whether it was Randeep Surjewala or the stalwart leaders of Congress who defended news cliques, saying that these are only journalists trying to do their job. And today, it is the same Congress party which has a standing MOU with the Chinese, the same Congress party which has received funding from Chinese into RGF, which is using this kind of propaganda platforms of the Chinese to destabilize India. Therefore, the Congress party must explain to us what is it that their agenda is. Isn't it true that they have linkages with this news clique? Isn't it true that they were defending news clique? Isn't it true that they received funding from the Chinese? Isn't it true that at every opportunity they have played a role of the Chinese propaganda machinery, whether it's Galwan, whether it's Doklam, whether it's questioning the Indian Armed Forces? Isn't it true that the Congress party, while it was in power, also played to the Chinese agenda, whether it's on the territorial front or on the financial front, and caused huge harm to the interests of India? And therefore, today the relevant question should be asked of the Congress कि ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है? क्या राहुल की दुकान में केवल चीनी सामान मिलता है?
You know, but in that case, is this the debate that you all are looking forward to? The BJP wants a debate on this, wants answers from the Congress right at a time when you're discussing Manipur. Is this the conversation that you want to have on the floor?
First of all, Nabila, if the Congress was so serious about Manipur, they would not have stalled Parliament for 9 days and then allowed it to discuss the Delhi Services Bill. So I think the sanctimonious stands aside, the Congress should answer whether they are even serious about Manipur. As far as this issue is concerned, don't you think it's a little troubling that the Chinese are funding so-called organizations to destabilize India, to undermine India? The Congress party is defending them. There is an agency that is probing on this. The Congress party defends this organization. And even the New York Times, as the Congress party hails, has now called out this agenda of the Chinese through news cliques. And not a single question should be asked of the Congress. Are they above any kind of questioning?
Absolutely not. The timing of which is the question. But why don't you elaborate for us a little on the funding that we're speaking of? In fact, just last year, Amit Shah as well had raked up the same issue, saying that about 1.3 crores was given by China to Rajiv Gandhi Trust. Would you know a little more on that?
Look, it is clear and evident that there is a web of Chinese propaganda that has been created and is being funded by this gentleman called Mr. Neville Singham, who is running all of these organizations, is funding them using Chinese money and Chinese agenda. And the elements who are in India supporting this are connected to the Congress Party. The Congress Party and its entire ecosystem came out in defense when the Enforcement Directorate started some kind of proceedings against NewsClick, saying that this was an assault on the free press. Apart from that, the Chinese have on record given money to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. The FCRA of Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has also been cancelled subsequently. We have also seen that there is a standing MOU between the Chinese and Rahul Gandhi, which they do not disclose the contents of even today. We have seen the manner in which between 2004 to 14, the Chinese were allowed to get several advantages over India, and the UPA government did nothing except to facilitate the Chinese point of view. And therefore, the question today is that whether it's Doklam, whether it's Galwan, whether it is this issue, is there a Chinese propaganda wing that operates within the Congress Party? And who is funding this? Who is the one that is behind this? And why is it that the Congress Party is tying up with elements antithetical to Indian interests only because it wants to score a political brownie point? This should be answered by Congress Party and by Rahul Gandhi in particular.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.